Now, why does an animal even need a shelter, you might wonder? I wonder that. I wonder a lot. Well, think about it. Animals need protection. Protection from cold temperatures, from rain, protection from predators. Animals need that, so the shelter provides that. Also, shelters give animals places to raise their young. So there's different purposes for shelters. We're going to explore now some of the shelters that animals use. And then later, you're going to see a special portable shelter that I like to use when I go camping. Stick around, folks. Let's look at animals and their shelters. Most birds build some kind of nest to lay their eggs and raise their young for a shelter. Once the young fledge and leave the nests typically aren't used again that year, although some birds return. Check it out. Birds aren't the only ones that build nests. Shelter up there. Have you seen these clumps of leaves that are stuck up in trees? Those are squirrel nests. The real name is called drays, D-R-E-Y. That looks like a squirrel dray. I'm gonna try to get closer. It's a shelter. That's a bundle of leaves and sticks put together just right so it makes a cozy shelter for a fox squirrel. They'll sleep in that dray, they'll have babies in that dray. They'll go there to escape predators. The dray is like a ball of leaves that they put together for their own shelter. That is so cool that squirrels can do that. That's a squirrel dray. Hey, look for them around your neighborhood. You might see balls of leaves up in the trees. Those are drays, squirrel drays. That is so awesome. Cool. Look at that squirrel dray. Squirrels have put those leaves up there and kind of weaved them together somehow, and they have a nice cozy nest where they can stay warm and protected from predators. I wonder what kind of predators would try to eat a squirrel. What do you think? Probably a mouse or shrew made this hole in the ground so it can pop up, get a seed, and go right back in its home. That's a cool shelter. It's a little burrow. Many animals, including a couple of birds, will dig a burrow and use it for their shelter. You know the eastern chipmunk. They dig burrows and use them for shelters. Coyotes will dig a larger structure called a den and use that for a shelter. And the black bear will even stay in its den all winter long and sleep. Woodpeckers like this red-bellied will make holes in trees and use them as a shelter for a year. Other years, other animals will use the shelter. Larger birds like this wood duck will also use cavities in live or dead trees. And so will this cute little screech owl. Well, they sort of sound like that. Did you know that even the loose bark on dead trees like this can become shelter for insects, bats, and even a little bird called a brown creeper? They'll get up underneath this loose bark and they'll make their nest there or find food and shelter. Amazing. But the award for the best built shelter for any mammal should go to the beaver. The beaver lodge is huge and it's made out of sticks and mud. Beavers will live in that shelter all year long, even through the winter.
Now I'm actually attaching the poles to the tent itself. One here. About the footprint.
Now I have the frame set up. Now I'm going to attach the tent to the frame.
This is so easy now. Pretty soon I'll have a portable shelter.
How do you like it? You think this is going to keep me dry? Wait a minute. I still need to put on the rain fly because if it gets wet tonight and rains, I want to stay dry. Rain fly. Got it all set up. Now I'm gonna crawl into my sleeping bag and get nice and toasty warm. If it rains tonight or it's a little windy, I won't even feel it. My tent is a shelter, a portable shelter. I'm gonna get inside. Hey friends, it's been fun looking at portable shelters with you. Good night. Shh. Shh. Oh, time to get up. Got to finish the video.